guys, it's me, Brandon Lee, and we're back with another YouTube video. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be trying to do the 6th grade, and I'm just going to keep on going down, and I'm going to eventually finish this one day. But let's start here. Ratios, rates, and percentages. Let's get started. Some volume. Let's go.
We've got some apples here and we've got some oranges, and what I want to think about is what is the ratio? What is the ratio of apples to oranges? And to clarify what we're even talking about, a ratio is giving us the relationship between quantities of two different things. So there's a couple of ways that we can specify this. We can literally count the number of apples, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 apples. And we could say the ratio is going to be 6 to, and then how many oranges do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 6 to 9. Ratio of apples to oranges is 6 to 9. And you could use different notation. You could also write it this way. 6 to, you would still read it as the ratio as being 6 to 9. But we don't have to just satisfy us with this, because one way to think about ratios, especially if we're thinking about apples to oranges, is how many apples do we have for a certain number of oranges. And when you think about it that way, we can actually reduce these numbers, as you might have already thought about. Both 6 and 9 are divisible by 3. So just how like we can reduce fractions, we can also reduce ratios. So if you divide 6 and 9 both by 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2, 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we could also say that the ratio of apples to oranges is 2 to 3, or if we want to use this notation, 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Now does that make sense? Well, look, we divided each of these groups into 3. So one way to think about it, so if you divide this whole total into 3 groups, so one group, two groups, and 3 equal groups, we see that in each of those groups, for every 2 apples, we have 3 oranges. For 2 apples, we have 3 oranges. For 2 apples, we have 3 oranges. So, once again, the ratio of apples to oranges, for every 2 apples, we have 3 oranges. But we could think about things the other way around as well. We could also think about what is the ratio. Ratio of oranges to apples. Oranges to apples. And here we would essentially switch the numbers. The ratio of oranges to apples. Notice, up here we said apples to oranges, which is 6 to 9, or 2 to 3 if we reduce them. And here we're going to say the ratio of oranges to apples. So we've swapped these two, and so we're going to swap the numbers. Here we have 9 oranges for every 6 apples, so we could say the ratio is going to be 9 to 6. The ratio is 9 to 6. Or if we want to reduce it, for every 3 oranges, so we're going to divide this by 3, so for every 3 oranges, we are going to have 2 apples. So notice, this is just exactly what we had up here, but when we had apples to oranges, it was 6 to 9, 6 apples for every 9 oranges. And now when it's oranges to apples, we say it's 9 to 6. 9 oranges for every 6 apples. Or we could say for every 3 oranges, we have exactly 2 apples.
Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. Let's go watch the second one.
Let's do some example questions dealing with ratios. So we're told the table shows the number of people waiting in line for different rides at an amusement park. So 15 people are waiting in line for the roller coaster, 4 people for the slingshot, 12 people waiting in line for the bumper cars, and 11 people in line for the roundup. What is the ratio of people waiting in line for the roundup to the people waiting in line for the slingshot? Pause this video and see if you can figure it out.
Okay, so right now it asked us to find what is the ratio of the people waiting in line for the roundup to the people waiting in line for the slingshot. So, okay. Let's move this a bit. Let's go here. Okay, so right now, let's just write down what everyone has. So RC has 15. Slingshot has 4. Bumper Cars has 12. And Roundup has 11. So it said what was Roundup to Slingshot. So, oh shoot. Roundup, they want to find this to Slingshot. And we just have to fill it in. So how many does Roundup has? So right now we can see that Roundup has 11. And that Slingshot has 4. So what we do is just put down the numbers that are from here. So we would, let me just quickly change the color here. We have to throw in this. So since it asks us for Roundup to the people in Slingshot, we put it in this format, and we have to just fill it in. Then each of them have a number. Like this one has 4 and this one has 11. Okay. Whoa. And this one has 11. And we just pop that in there into the answer, and we can just say that's the answer. And it is the answer, I guess. Okay. Okay. And yeah, so, and you can't reduce it, because in the first video it said that you could make it smaller. Because it was 6 to 9, then you can make it to 2 to 3. But the thing is, these two numbers, you can't make them any smaller. Because you have to divide by 2, and you have to divide by 2 here. But obviously, you can't divide 11 by 2. So I think 11 to 4 is the answer.
So the ratio of the people waiting in line for the round.
You guys should also pause the video and try to figure out yourself. So yeah.
This is the roundup right over here. To the number of people waiting in line for the slingshot. So there's 11 people waiting in line for the roundup, and there are 4 people waiting in line for the slingshot. So the ratio is 11 to 4. Or for every 11 people in line for the roundup, there are 4 people waiting in line for the slingshot. Let's do another example. Katie loves to read. In the last few months, she has read 3 graphic novels, 2 mysteries, 4 science fiction novels, and 21 comic books. What is the ratio of sci-fi novels to comic books?
Okay, so just pause the video and I'll show you the thing. So just pause the video and try to figure out yourself. And I'm going to tell you the answer in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it says that Katie loves to read. And in the last few months, she read 3 graphic novels. Okay. Okay, it said that she read 3 graphic novels. So I guess I'll do it like this. And that is going to be a 3. So that's graphic novels. Okay, let me use red for this. Wait, I actually have a better idea. I'll use red for graphic novels. Graphic novels, she read 3. Okay? For mystery books, she read 2. For sci-fi, she read a 4. And last but not least, for comic books, she read 21. Okay. So the question asks, what is the ratio of sci-fi to, I should actually put that in black, to comic books. Okay, so comic books. Comic books. And just like we did for the first question, we just plop the numbers in. So the first number is 4. And the second number is 21. Can we reduce? No, we cannot. So that's our answer right here. 4 to 21.
So once again, pause this video and try to work it out on your own. Alright, so we want to know the ratio of sci-fi novels. So she has 4 sci-fi novels. The ratio of that to comic books. She has 21 comic books. So the ratio is, for every 4 sci-fi novels, she has 21 comic books. Let me do that other color. She has 21 comic books.
Wait, did I? Oh, it's 21, yeah.
So the ratio is 4 to 21. The ratio of sci-fi novels to comic books. 4 sci-fi novels for every 21 comic books. Let's do one more example. This is strangely fun. What is the ratio of apples to bananas? Pause this video and try to figure it out.
And like we said, pause the video to try to figure it out. Okay, so what is the ratio of apples to bananas? Okay. So what he wants us to find is the ratio of apples to bananas. What you essentially do is count the number of apples, which there, strangely enough, there are 3. And then you count the number of bananas. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And you can't make anything smaller than that. So our answer is 3 to 4.
So let's see. There are 1, 2, 3 apples. So for every 3 apples, how many bananas are there? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bananas. So the ratio of apples to to bananas is 3 apples for every 4 bananas. Order matters. If they said the ratio of bananas to apples, then this would be 4 to 3.
Yeah.
But they say apples to bananas, 3 to 4. 3 apples for every 4 bananas.
Okay, let's go ahead and read the article. Okay. A ratio compares 2 different quantities. For example, those 2 quantities could be monkeys and bananas. Right there. Notice there are 4 monkeys. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5 bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here are a few ways we can describe the ratio of monkeys to bananas. There are 4 monkeys to every 5 bananas. The ratio of monkeys to bananas is 4 to 5. The ratio of monkeys to bananas is 4 to 5. Okay. Order matters in ratios. Here are a few different ways to describe the ratio of monkeys to bananas. There are 5 bananas. No, ratio of bananas to monkeys. Oof. There are 5 bananas for 4 monkeys. So every 5 bananas, there are 4 monkeys. The ratio of bananas to monkeys is 5 to 4. The ratio of bananas to monkeys is 5 to 4. Let's practice. Dana loves rocks. She has 6 pieces of granite, 3 pieces of marble, 14 pieces of sandstone, and 1 piece of slat, I think. Okay. What is the ratio of pieces of sandstone to the pieces of Dana's to the pieces of marbles in Dana's collection? Wait, boom. Okay, first things first. How many pieces of sandstone does Dana have? Well, it says right here she has 14 pieces of sandstone. So that's 14. So these answers are wrong. It's one of these, A or C. We can cross out B and D. The second one says, how many pieces of marbles are there? Okay? And there are 3 pieces of marbles. So it's this one. So what is the ratio of sandstone to marbles? So that's the answer. Check. Correct. Let's go. Okay. Leon is helping his baby sister, I don't know, Daphne, eat her dinner. There are 12 peas left in Daphne's bowl and 7 peas squished in her hair. What is the ratio of peas in Daphne's bowl to the peas in her hair? Okay, so what we have to do again is find how many are in the bowl. 12. How many are in her hair? 7. So that means the ratio of bowls is 12 for every 7. So basically, these 2 answers can't be C or D because those numbers aren't even in the question, so they can't be the answer. Okay, so it says Daphne's bowl, so there's 12, okay, and 7 in her hair, so it's 12 for every 7. Check. Okay, last question. For the perfect cup of hot choco, Eve uses 3 scoops of hot chocolate mix, 10 miniature marshmallows, and 8 ounces of water. What is the ratio of scoops of hot chocolate to miniature marshmallows? Okay, so what we have to do is count how much scoops of hot chocolate. Choco. Okay. And it's 3 scoops, okay? To miniature marshmallows, and there are 10. Okay, so 8 and 18 aren't in the thing, so we can get them out. And 8. So that was easy. They just gave us the answer. 3 to 10. Check. Excuse me. Do you work? Okay, whatever. Next vid. Stop right there. We forgot to do this. You can only get to 80 points. You need to get to 100 when I finish the unit. So I'll do that later. Maybe in the 5th video, but who cares? Okay, Quinn has a large family. She has 4 cousins who live in Texas, 3 cousins who live in Nebraska, and 9 cousins who live in Michigan. What is the ratio of Quinn's cousins who live in Texas to her cousins who live in Michigan? Okay, so first of all, how many cousins live in Texas? Well, there are 4. So we can start off with 4. Take off anything without a 4. Okay. Well, it said we can take out B because it said Texas first. So it's one of these answers. And who live in Michigan? There are 9. So it's 4 to 9. Let's check that out. Next question. Oh yeah, you should try it too. Pause the video and try it yourself. What is the ratio of birds to eggs? Okay, first, let's count how many birds there are. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 birds. So the first one should be 3. Easy. A or C. And the number of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Perfect. Okay. The table shows how many of each type of movie are being shown at theater. So for every question, just pause the video or you can move on. It's up to you. Okay, so as for the movie, how many types of movies are shown by the theater? Okay. What is the ratio of action movies to dramas? So we can get rid of comedy and thriller. Action is 5, so it should start with a 5, okay. And drama is 4, so it's that one. Nice. Okay. An artist used 6 tubes of red paint, 2 tubes of yellow paint, 13 tubes of white paint, and 9 tubes of blue paint for a mural. What is the ratio of tubes of red paint to tubes of white paint? So first of all, count how many red paint there are. There are 6. And how many tubes of white paint are there? There are 13. So for every 6 tubes of red paint, there are 13 tubes of white paint. Let's go. Okay. What is the ratio of cows to chunks of cheese? Okay. How many cows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It should start with a 5. It's this answer, but I'm gonna double check. Cheese, 1, 2. Of course, it's this answer. Yes, I got familiar. The table shows how many of each type of fruit are in a fruit bowl. Okay? What is the ratio of oranges to bananas? Okay, so how many oranges are there? There are 5. We can drag that to there. And bananas, there are 8. So it's 5 to 8. Boom. Okay, last question. Leon is helping his baby sister. Do you guys remember this question? But I'll keep on reading. His baby sister, Daphne, eat her dinner. There are 12 peas left in Daphne's bowl and 7 peas squished in her hair. What is the ratio of peas in Daphne's bowl to peas in her hair? Okay, so, first of all, how many are in the bowl? There are 12. How many are in her hair? 7. So, for every 12, if there are 12 bowls, if there are 12 peas in Daphne's bowl, there are going to be 7 peas squished in her hair. Let's go. Yes, we got 100%. Nice. Okay, so I guess this will end the video. First, let me check out this notification. You earned makes perfect in math. You finished your first practice task. You just unlocked a quality seed. Complete your first math task. Okay, that was quite good. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below to tell me what else I should do. And see ya! Bye!